We're doing 24 hours in Milan, and whilst we're here, we've set ourselves 4 challenges that we need to complete. Failures to do so will mean that the next trip we go on will be decided by throwing a dart at a map. This is the journey so far. It started with an 8 p.m. flight from London Stansted to Milan Malpensa. Naturally, it was delayed an hour. We boarded the flight and arrived in Milan at 25 minutes past 11, which is when the clock started. There were no trains running, so we got the €10 bus to the city centre. We arrived at 1:50 and then walked 25 minutes to our hotel, where we catch some very much needed sleep. Welcome to a very wet Milan. We have been here for 9 hours and 20 minutes. There's plenty on the list to do today. The first stop is the Milan Cathedral, which, according to Google Maps, is about a 24-minute walk. You up for it, lovers?
Ready.
I didn't bring a coat. What are you looking forward to the most, Scott?
I think I'm looking forward to seeing the ground. I've seen loads of pictures on Google from like aerial drone shots, and it looks incredible.
You hungry?
I'm so hungry.
What do Italians eat for breakfast?
Croissant, coffee, cheese. Yeah.
Right, let's find somewhere. With the clock ticking, Scott was on the hunt for some local cuisine.
You can't beat a McMuffin. Yes.
And inside the Galleria Vittorio, you can't beat a bit of Instagram modelling. Right, we've just arrived in Duomo Square, and as you can see, it's the Milan Marathon. Why would they bring a brolly? And there she is, sports fans, right behind me, the Milan Cathedral, the first place on our bucket list. Now, I did a little bit of research before we came out here. The style of the building is known as Gothic Renaissance architecture. It has a capacity of over 40,000, which is bigger than 11 Premier League clubs. It was also constructed in 1386. It took over 600 years to finish, but to be fair, it does look incredible. It is also the largest church in the Italian Republic. We're now looking to complete challenge number 2, and that is to go visit the San Siro Stadium. We are currently here at Duomo. We need to get to the San Siro, which is over here on the M5. The clock currently says that we are on 11 hours, 23 minutes. Halfway there, Lavas, how you feeling?
Very excited.
Very excited. Come on, the San Siro. On the underground, we came across these characters who were casually carrying swords, and this is the point we realised it was a 5k run, not a marathon. We changed at Lotto, and this sign meant that we were on the right track to the San Siro. The graffiti in the area meant we were getting close. We have made it to the San Siro Stadium. It is absolutely lashing it down. This is, of course, the home to AC and Inter Milan. There was a game there last night between Milan and Juve, which ended 2-0 to Milan. But that was not the game that we were planning on going to. More on that a bit later on. We're going to go inside now before our camera breaks. Lads, let's go check out the store. When you head inside, you notice that it's split into 2 for both clubs. You also get a very small view of the pitch, but we're here to look at the kits, starting with AC Milan's home jersey. The star on the shirt recognises more than 10 Scudetti championships. There's a lovely Italian trim on the sleeves, and Scott described the materials as paper-like, so at €130 we declined to buy. Moving on to Inter Milan's traditional black and blue striped home kit. They too have a star on the crest for the exact same reason. Scott described it as really comfortable, but at €130 we declined to buy and headed outside to find a match to go to.
We've been searching for a game to go to this afternoon, and we've come across an absolute belter in Serie B. Como 1907 are playing Perugia at 4:15. The time now is 8 minutes past 12. It's about an hour and 15 minutes to get to Como. Our friend Mark Bircham is head coach at Como, so we're going to put a little text in to see if he'll have a chat with us after the game. Should we make our move?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Back on the underground, heading towards Garibaldi, which would take us to the stunning Central FS station. We've just got to Milan Central Station. All the trains are cancelled. It's a strike. Kickoff is in 3 hours and 15 minutes. We're gonna have to try and get a cab, which we didn't want to do, but desperate times. €293 for a black Uber. We're in trouble here. I don't know what to do.
Right, so what's the plan?
So the plan now is to rent a car and drive ourselves to Como. I think it takes about an hour. Fingers crossed we can get a car.
5 minutes later.
Plot twist, they did have cars available, but neither of us had a driving licence. So we can't even rent a car. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Local taxi it was then. The queue was about an hour and 45 minutes. This is a famous building where really important people are buried, apparently. I did feel sorry for Scott's neck at this point, but the signs were telling us we were close. Once we arrived, all that was left to do was buy a ticket from a hole in the wall. After a nightmare journey, we finally made it to the stadium and have got 2 match day tickets. Absolutely buzzing. Not quite sure where we're sitting, but we're going to do a quick lap of the stadium and find out. We have been in Milan for almost 16 hours and we've finally made it inside the stadium. Look at it, what a thing of beauty. Kickoff is about an hour away, so here are some quick fire facts about Como 1907. The CEO is former Chelsea legend Dennis Wise. He's also brought in Thierry Henry, the Arsenal legend, as an investor at the club. Former Arsenal midfielder Cesc Fabregas has signed a 2-year playing deal with the club. Como were promoted to Serie B in 2021, where they finished 13th in their first season. So let's take a look at the club's crest. The club was formed in 1907. Unfortunately, they did go bankrupt a couple of times, so they have reformed since, but that is the original date. We've also got the waves on there. That represents the beautiful Lake Como that just sits behind this stadium. Here's some information about today's opponents, Perugia. They play at the Stadio Renato Curi, and this game is huge as it's bottom of the table versus second from bottom. These loyal fans had made the 5-hour journey from Perugia to Como on a Sunday. They'll be hoping their team doesn't slip up today. As for Como, they'll need their shooting boots on today to put on a decent display for their supporters. As for the match, it was a cagey opening 10 minutes. The Perugia fans were in full voice though. First chance fell to the away side, which went narrowly wide. Como came close, but this attempt went the wrong side of the crossbar. The Perugia fans were still singing though. But not for long, as Como took the lead just before half-time, which meant it was time for Scott to try out the club's cuisine.
Right, time to try some Italian cuisine. Was really hoping for a burger. Sadly, we're out of luck, but I've gone for the hot dog. Bit of mustard, some onion bites. Not quite sure about the square sausage. It sent me back €5. Let's see how it tastes. Tough. Crunchy. Mediocre.
Back to the action, Como came close with this header, and then the legend Fabregas parted way after 75 minutes. A goal was ruled out for offside. The Perugia fans were still singing, and the final chance fell to Como, but they couldn't get on the end of it. Como picked up their first win of the season, and check out this from the Perugia players. They literally stood there for a minute and listened to the supporters' feelings about the game. Big 3 points for Como. We are currently at 19 hours and 30 minutes in Milan. We've just texted Mark Bircham to see if he fancies a drink. He said yes, of course. Come down to Luce Bar and he'll meet us in there once he's finished in the stadium. Lavers, what are you having?
Daiquiri, please.
Daiquiri. I'm going to have a caipirinha. Mark, how big was that result?
As results go, it was big, and the way football goes, it's probably the worst we played all season, and we get the win.
Did it take much persuading to move to Lake Como?
Been over here since July. We had pre-season. Dennis showed me around, showed me the plans of the project that they've got planned here, and really it was an easy decision then.
How easy is it to adapt to a different culture?
It's the first non-English speaking country I've come to. It's so important to try and throw yourself, immerse yourself in all the culture and trying to learn the language as quickly as possible. So you can take a training session in broken Italian. I sound like Ray Winston talking Italian when I'm doing it. I can't roll my R's.
And what's it like working with Cesc Fabregas, World Cup winner?
For such a big name player and like what he's done in the game, he's probably the most humble players that you could ever coach. Like he's a coaching dream. He hasn't come here to just retire. He's got 2 years left. It's his last 2 years, and he wants to finish on a bit of a high.
We've spent 24 hours in Milan. We're trying to learn some lingo. What can you teach us?
Little things like corsa veloce means switch it quickly. Sally means squeeze up as a defence. Scivola means shuffle across. Passager is pass. Parlay, talk. Parlay informazione. Normally, if you stuck it ione at the end of a lot of stuff, it works.
Final watch check is saying 23 hours and 3 seconds. This is what 24 hours in Milan looks like. It has been one hell of a journey. Have you enjoyed it?
I've enjoyed it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Where do we go
a lot of
next?
fun.
somewhere less wet.
Somewhere
Yeah,
less
please.
wet, definitely. Let us know in the comment section below where you think we should go. Please like, share and subscribe this video. It took a lot of effort, so please like it.